guys, so it is Thursday 4th of June today, and this is Coco Creates. So here's Coco and I'm Zoe. So as you can see, we're coming into summer now, so Coco has had her fur cut. As I mentioned in a previous video, she's part Maine Coon, so she has really thick dense fur, really dense undercoat. So coming into the summer she really struggles. You know, dogs can pant when they get hot, cats can't do that, so they struggle to regulate the temperature. So we give her a line cut, is what it's called. So they keep their mane and their legs and the end of their tail, but the rest of it all gets shaved off. And she's much more energetic now. So that's her. I do it for every year, about 3 or 4 times a year. She's quite soppy, so she's trying to like sneak around the side of my bed at the moment. That's what I'm looking at. So yeah, she's back to her normal nuisancey self. But yes, so if you've just found me, this isn't a video or a channel about cats. There are cats in it, but it's a channel about cross stitch and Flosstube, so anything with floss, fibres. So knitting, crochet, cross stitch, embroidery, anything that I do with a needle, really. So and occasionally cats. So this is, let's see, this will be my Maynia wrap up video and my June start, sort of June plans video. So you may have watched my Maynia vlogs. I only did 3 of them. The last week of June May, sorry, I didn't do much progress on a variety of pieces, so, and I wasn't feeling that great through most of the days, so just did my stitching and slept, and that was basically it. Yeah, so nothing very exciting. So what I'll do first is go through my Maynia finishes. So I did a finish Maynia this year, so because I had quite a few pieces when I did my whip parade that I thought, well, this one's nearly finished and this one's nearly finished, and so I'm going to focus on those. So here we go. So this was my first finish. Now I allocated times that I thought each one would take, and I mean, it wasn't really a goal to try and get it done in that amount of time to start with, but it was sort of so that I could see whether it would be a realistic target for me, because I know roughly how many hours I stitch each week, and I figured if I added up all of the hours that I was estimating and it came to like 300, then I wouldn't get that done and make it a more realistic goal for me, because I'm terrible at setting myself really big goals and then giving up because the goal's too big or whatever. So that's why I set the hours. I know a lot of people, as I went through, were like, oh, you know, I've never set hours in that before. And it was mainly just knowing how fast I stitch and then estimating, okay, well, this looks like it has so many 100 stitches left. And that's what I did. So this was designed by Michael Powell. This is the second bookmark of his that I've done. This is the first one that I've fully finished. So with I got it as a kit, so it had the sort of felt that goes on the back and the little tassel. The other one's not fully finished yet because reasons. But this was the Greek island bookmark, and I really love this. This sort of little chapel, little church here reminds me of a little sort of chapel-y church thing in Cyprus. So been on holiday to Paphos a couple of times, and there is a church, a real small chapel, probably about this size, that's on sort of the south west coast, so of Paphos, the southwest point, and you can watch the sunset from there, and it's gorgeous to watch. You've got all the colours, there's nothing in the way sort of thing, so you watch it go beyond the horizon and the colours are gorgeous, and this just reminded me of that place. So yeah, I think my sister bought me this kit for Christmas or a birthday, but I really like this one. There are 4 in his series. I have 3 of them, so 2 that I've done, 1 still left to do. But yeah, so they're going to be nice. Needless to say, these probably won't be getting used in books. I'll probably pin these, so I get a little pin on the wall and pin them up on the wall to display, because they're much too nice to go in books. I would be afraid of the stitching getting pulled and things. I'm sorry if you can hear the crackling. I have a couple of parcels there, and she's decided that of all the places that she could sleep, on top of the plastic parcels is clearly the best place. Yeah. So I apologise if you can hear that. Oh, she's creeping off now. Okay. Did we decide that that wasn't very comfy? Are you going to go and sleep in one of your many beds that we have? Or perhaps even on my bed? Maybe? No? No, you're just going to knock my frame, are you? Right. You're not helping, Coco. Coco, no, you're going to knock it over. Come on. Right, sorry, back to this. We're 5 minutes in, I've literally shown you one thing. Okay. So this was my second piece that I did. Hope I had it the right way around. So this was the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Into the Jungle Sal. I believe they did it in 2018. So I started this in 2018, kept up with it most of the way, and then promptly stopped and put it away and didn't look at it again. So I recharted, basically what it had is the top banner had Into the Jungle written on it, and then the bottom banner was just the leaves. And I wanted Welcome to the Jungle. So I charted the welcome. So some of the letters I basically just copied from the other letters. So like I used the same O there, and then the C I based on the O, and the E was somewhere else, and what else? Any other letters possibly. So yeah, I just sort of copied most of the letters and then filled the others in a way that looked right. So, you know, a similar style. And then I did the leaves. I basically did those as I went, so I didn't chart the leaves. I just looked at the pattern and looked at the space that I had and put a leaf in, and then went on to the next bit and put a random leaf in, and that's how I did that. So yeah, so this is all finished. So I did this on the kit fabric, so I believe it's a linen of some sort. A 28, no, maybe a 32 count linen. And then the kit fabric, no, kit fibre, which was all DMC, apart from this sort of bright tealy green, which was a Weeks Dye Works colour. Is it in here? So I can tell you, it might be. It might be in here. Maybe you don't even really want to know, and I'm going to look around at all this for you. Haha, Weeks Dye Works. Islamorada, I think that's what it's called. So, but it was sort of a lovely variegated teal, sort of, ooh, maybe we'll get a focus, maybe not. Well, you can see the colours whether it's focusing or not, as well as my scabby nails that I haven't repainted. I was going to repaint them, you know, I was going to do a lot of things, but like everything, that has been put to the wayside so that I can do stitching, because stitching is clearly more important than painting my nails. So yeah, so this was my second finish of Maynia, and I'm so happy to have this one finished. Having it sat there for so long with only that tiny little bit left to do, it sort of bugged me more than I realised when I finished it. It was a big weight almost that I hadn't been expecting, and it was just, I was really happy to have it finished. Then my next finish, I have sort of fully finished it. It's still a bit open at the back, but no one's going to see the back, so that's okay. But this was Brittany from Ingleside Imaginarium. So this was a free sale that she did in April for I believe Be Well and Stitch. So it's on her Facebook group page. So Ingleside Imaginarium Share Your Work ish. I'll see if I can link it below. And yeah, and this was all different animals from all the continents across the world, and it's stitched on a random 28 count sort of piece of fabric that I had, And then in DMC black and the red I used DMC 115, so the variegated red. And then what I did was I corded so I twisted the 115 and I basically stitched it in all the way around just to give that a nice little border there. So you can sort of see that was done all the way around. And then on the back, each is a list of each of the animals and their names and what they are, so that I don't forget. So that's what that is. But yeah, and then just framed it in a hoop and took some of my black thread and just did, you know, a running stitch around just to tighten it in, just to bring that up. And there we go. That was my third finish of May. And then I did this piece. This is a dimensions kit. As you see, it needs ironing. It's been well folded. But yeah, this is Believes. This was a Christmassy one that I had. I only made a couple of changes to this. If you want to know what they are, I do mention it better in my blog, and I sort of go around them, so have a look at that. But yeah, so this is my Christmas piece. This is my first dimensions piece that I've actually finished. I'm not sure how to finish this one off though. I was, you know, I tend to frame most things. It wasn't until I found Flosstube that I realised that you didn't have to frame all of your cross stitches, and there were other things that you could do. You know, you could do flat folds and pin cushions and things. But so I thought about framing it, and then I thought, well, I'm probably going to only have this out at Christmas, and then all of our Christmas decorations get packed away and put in the loft for the rest of the year. So I thought having this in a frame that I'm not going to see might not be the best idea, and then to have it being chucked up and down in boxes. So I thought I could do like a flat finish and then sort of hang it. So yeah, I will be probably checking out Vonna's videos for something like that, and might do it just as a flat finish, you know. So, and it's one of their 5x7 kits, so it's not a giant size. But yeah, so I might do that, see if I've got any Christmassy fabric to put on the back. But yeah, I quite like this one, actually. I would be tempted to have this out for more than just Christmas. So yeah, you don't want to really see me just staring randomly at my projects, do you? So I will move on. Now this one, I actually did fully finish this yesterday. So because I hadn't finished the silver pieces. But yeah, this is the Linen and Threads 2019 Peacock sale. So I did this on, let's see, a Fabric Flare Cloud Grey 36 count fabric over 2, and then I used, the threads that I used was a pack from Paintbox Threads up in Scotland, and she does the sort of cotton, almost, I think it's a bit like the pearl cotton sort of weight, so one strand of it is about 1.5 DMCs, and this was a pack that she did called Peacock Tails. And when I saw it, I thought it has to go on this peacock project. Like, just, that's the law. Like, it has to go. So and then basically what I had left to do after Maynia, so the start of June, was just these silver pieces here and the crown. Now, I did mention on one of my vlogs, because I bought the Etoile pack because I couldn't find my metallic silver, and I was going to use one of those. And as I looked, a couple of the colours sort of blended into the fabric too much, so I finally decided on one of the colours to use, looking at all the comments, and we all decided. And then as I pulled the threads out, even though as a whole skein it looked fine, once I only had 1 or 2 threads, it really disappeared. So I thought, oh, that's not gonna work, is it? And then by happenstance, I happened to then find the long lost silver metallic thread that was in a random bag. A little baggie where every time I'd done a kit or something, and had a finish, I just threw the random flosses back in this carrier bag and then chucked them in the wardrobe and thinking, oh, I'll sort that out later. And later never came, and I found them yesterday and I was like, that's that thread, I shall use that. So this was DMC Metallics, so the Devil thread in C415 or whatever the letter is, and then 415 was the colour. And that was perfect. So Peacock has her crown there, and then it was the little silver metallic bits in there, and I think that just finishes it off so lovely. Again, not sure how to finish this one. Maybe into a cushion cover. or maybe just frame it. I don't know. So how do you guys finish some of your bigger pieces? What would you say for this one? Framing? Don't know. But yes, so that was finished. That was my 5th finish of Maynia. And then I had, well, that's still a whip, so I will show that when I come to my whips. So then Nicola Parkman over at Hands Across the Sea Samplers, she basically put together her own sampler, her own little gem, and released that. And so I bought it and then I had to stitch it. And it came out at, I would say, the right time, but it was a bit of a rush. So, you know, my parents could have done with getting married a few weeks later. But it's my parents' anniversary on Saturday. So when I saw this piece, I thought, no, I've got to stitch that for their anniversary. Now, it's not fully finished. It is sat in a frame, but it hasn't been laced or ironed. I basically just chucked it in the frame to make sure it would fit this frame. And I haven't got around to taking it back out. But this is the middle section of Only One Rose postcard, little gem. So it had another couple of flowers here and here, but the only piece of white fabric that I had was a 28 count, and it would have made it, I believe, 12 by 18 inches if I'd have done the whole thing, so it would have been a canny size. I didn't really want a piece that big because, you know, it wouldn't have fitted in the space that my parents have. So, and after just doing this rose, I thought I can get away with just doing this middle panel. So I used Silks For You. I'm part of their Thread of the Month, Floss of the Month pack. Floss of the Month group, whatever you call it. I get their floss every month, their silk. And I used, apart from the black, all of the rest was her silks. The black was just a DMC. And it has a satin stitch sawtooth border. If you can see it without the glare, possibly not. Are you gonna focus? Of course you're not gonna focus. Why would you focus? You've never focused before. But yes, and that rose is just stunning. I love that rose. And the little bee, the bee's cute as well. So what I did, I changed this because it was for both of them. This did say in a man's life, and I wanted it to be less gender specific, so it applied to both of them. So I changed that to persons, and then over one I fitted in their names and the date they were married, and then I just signed it up here in the green. But yeah, so that's the job for the next couple of days, is to get this ironed and then laced so that I can give it to them on Saturday. So yeah, I really like this piece. I'm really happy that I did it and that I managed to get it finished in time for their anniversary. So that was a start and a finish in May. So let's pop that down over there. So yes, so that was my finishes in May. So I had 6 finishes, which I'm quite happy with. So it was, I'd set a goal of 5 to 6 and I got 6, which is all good. Hold on, please. There we go. Sorry about that. Coco was squatting around trying to get underneath the blanket. So she likes to sleep under blankets. And she's happy now. So yeah, so that was my 5 finishes of May. And 6 finishes, sorry. I'd set myself a goal of 5 and then I wanted to work on my unicorn, which I did, and that was 6. So yeah, so onto my whips. So here is Mary Eliza. This is another Hand Across the Sea sampler. So I'm working her on, I believe this is the same 28 count fabric, but I'm doing this over 1. Yeah, and that's as far as I've got on that one, so not too far. Almost finished the alphabets, but yeah, I'm just working on this sort of 20 minutes, half hour a day, sort of while I have my morning coffee. I work on this one and then I crack on with the rest of them. But yeah, so that's that one. And then the unicorn. So this was my other May target was to get a load of progress on this, and I didn't really, because of the anniversary piece. So, but I managed to sort of feather in this bit and do some more there. So, still plodding along with this. Like I said, I've got the unicorn's tail here, which were quite colourful, but the rest of it is just quite bulky background, which we've done. So this is a 22 count hardanger, and I'm doing this 2/2 full cross. Wasn't probably the best idea, but I'd already done, you know, a couple of thousand stitches before realising it wasn't the best idea, and by then I just wasn't going to unpick and start again. So I carried on because I thought that was a good idea. Yeah, but there we go. So that's the progress there. Like I said, this is the bottom piece, and there's the side, so just got this smush to fill in there, not too much. Yeah, so that is that piece. And then this was my original new start for May. So I had a new start on the 1st, and then in between each finish I worked a day on this and alternated. So this is the Little Dove Designs High Street Sal. So, oh, let me pull those out of the way. So it's going to be quite a long and thin one. So it's six shops in a row, and there we go. Now there is the florists, the winery, and the boutique. And I made quite a lot of changes to these. So principal one being that I actually changed these dresses and made them out of actual fabric instead of cross stitch. So, but I made quite a lot of little changes in the florist to the flowers, did some lazy daisy stitches here, French knots and things. So, but I made quite a few changes. So if you want to see what changes I've made, go back and look at my vlogs, because I go through it all in a lot more detail and a lot closer up so you can actually see. But that is that piece. Have I got any other whips? Nope. No, that's it. So what's next? So plans. My plans for this month. I don't know if you've seen, so but Alicia Resist Stitches, and then Michelle Garrett over at Bendy Stitchy. I'm not very good at, I've written notes and my brain's still not getting it. McKenna over at Stitching in Sequins, and Erin to Martini Stitcher, sort of all joined up to make a team for Velo Sano, which is a cancer research charity. Every year they have a bike ride. Obviously this year with COVID they cannot, so they've taken it virtual, and everyone's getting involved in different ways. But they've set up a Velo Stitchers sort of team, and are pledging a number of hours. I know Alicia's pledging 100 hours of stitching on her long dog, and I think Erin's pledged 100 hours but on her stitching. I think Michelle, Bendy Michelle is going to work on one of her heids or all of her heids. Maybe I just made that up. Well, I'm going to be working on my heids, so I've pledged 100 hours stitching on my heids. So I have two heids. I have the Supersize Max Colour Amazing Animal Kingdom by Amy Stewart, and then the regular amount of colours, Bath Time by Selena Fenwick. So I'll hopefully insert pictures of those two here. So I'm going to pledge 100 hours across each of those, so 50 hours each. Not 100 hours each. I don't think I can cope with that many hours of stitching in a month or 6 weeks. So I'm hoping to get that done for, I believe the race day would have been the 18th of June. And that's when I'm hoping to have done my 100 hours by. That's my goal. But yeah, the information I've got is clearly sketchy because my memory is like a sieve. So I signed up as a team member over at Velo Sano, and signed up to the Velo Stitches team, so I'm on there, and you can donate through there. So I'll put the link below for it, but if you head over to Michelle's channel, so Bendy Stitchy or any of the other ladies' channels, basically they've all got the same video on, and they explain it a lot better than I have, and explain how you can get involved and different ways of doing that. So head over to there and watch those. I will link those below as well, hopefully. But probably not right now, because I film and upload and that from my phone, but I can't do subtitles or a description from my phone, which is really special. So I have to upload it all, wait for it all to upload, and then go onto my computer and open it up and then do it via that one. So technology. There probably is a way to do it on my phone, but I just haven't found it. So yeah. But oh, and I'm also Nadine at Nad Stitch. She mentioned Stitch by the Sea. They're doing a UK tour on Facebook. So it is a group, a sort of a challenge group, where they've taken all of the coastal towns in the UK, put them in alphabetical order, and then measured the distance between each one, and then you stitch 1 stitch per mile between each destination, and you've got to try and get all the way through all of the towns in the alphabet, all the way through. So I believe there's some sort of prize for whoever gets to the end first. I'm not entirely sure. It was a fun challenge to get involved in. Whether there's a prize or not, that's not why I signed up. But yeah, I'm really enjoying sort of adding my stitches to that one and arriving through it. It sort of gives you little goals to get to. So if I have to do 250 stitches but I've only done 200, it gives me that incentive to, I need to get 250 more, and then I'll have ticked another destination off. So it's just setting little goals, attainable goals, which is nice. What's next? See, I keep checking my list. It's good to have a wrote list. I normally forget to write lists, and then I just sit here like a lemon, not knowing what to talk about. But yes, so I held a giveaway. This is a bad Flosstube alert, because I held a giveaway back at the end of April, and then didn't actually do another actual Flosstube video until this one, and forgot to mention that who won the giveaway. So I will comment on Michaela's post, but it was Stitching Michaela that won my giveaway for the little You're Brave design. So I will comment on your comment and get you to email me, and then I can send that off with a couple of goodies for you soon. So that was that one. See, bad Flosstube. I host giveaways and then completely forget. It's terrible. So, but yeah, and obviously some shout outs. So I have 3 people that I want to shout out today. I know Stitching Jules has a list of all the Flosstubers over on her blog. So I will link that one below, and you can go and have a look, and there's everyone on there, give or take, loads of people on there that you can see. Or you can look in my subscriptions list and see who I subscribe to, and then find people that way too. But first person I want to shout out is Julia and Alyssa over at Stitching in the Cabin. They are adorable. They're a mother and daughter duo, and they are just lovely to watch. They're brilliant. The energy they have, they bounce off each other. It's just really fun to watch, and the projects they're doing, the stuff they're doing is amazing. I know Alyssa's doing the Stony Creek Stitchworks, I believe it is, but the Afghan. So she's doing the Christmas Afghan, so the really giant piece, and she's already started that. So she's making progress on that, which is really fun to watch. But I know Julie and I've forgotten her name, Stitchy Witch 42. Oh, that's really bad that I can't remember her name. But they've both got the Halloween one, and they're going to be starting that. I can't remember when they said, but they're going to start together and stitch that one together. So that'll be great fun to watch. Also, Julie and Alyssa are both stitching on one of the fairy tale bookshelf Haid, but they're both stitching on it together. So one of them starting at one side and one of them starting at the other, and that's great fun to watch come alive as well. And yeah, so you need to go and watch them. It was Julie that got me into wanting chatelaine as well. She's doing a chatelaine, and for ages. I've heard of them and just been like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then watching Julia, I'm like, no, I need to stitch those. I need to go and get one of those, and then I need to stitch it. And so I went over to the website and I picked like 4 that I want to stitch. So I'm going to be saving up to get the kits for those. So yeah, so watch this space. At some point in the future, I will have a chatelaine. But yes, so and next is Amanda's stitching. I was watching her the other day and quite happily just watching, stitching along as I do, and she mentioned my channel name and she shouted me out, and it was really exciting, and I got slightly overexcited, and I had to instantly go and tell the first person in the house, which happened to be my mum, and I went and told her, I'm like, oh, so and so shouted me out, and she's like, shouted you out, like, is that a good thing? Shout out, is that so yeah, but it is a good thing. And yeah, so I just wanted to shout her out and say thank you for shouting me out. And you know, I adore Amanda's projects as well, but yeah, it was just so fun. Like, I see my number of subscribers and I see how many people have viewed, and you see things like that, but to actually have someone say out loud, I watch your video, it just really, you know, really took me by surprise. It really made me smile to think, oh, there is someone that watches, you know. And even though, like, I see the comments and I interact with people in the comments, but I think it's just having someone physically saying, I watch you, it just really struck me. And like I said, that made my afternoon. So, but yes, so go and check her out. And MBC Stitcher, so he's quite a new Flosstuber. He does so many projects. See, all these people, like every time I watch Flosstube, I have like a running list of projects that I want, and every time I watch a Flosstube, it just, like, I'm never going to get round to doing any of them. Like, there's no way I'm going to do all of those whips, so those projects. But I have the list anyway, because why not? But yeah, one of the first pieces he showed, which actually now hangs just on the wall behind his head, is a deer. A deer's got like a geometric deer profile, and instantly had to go over to the shop, you know, some of the shops that he shouted out, and buy it, because those colours, I love those colours, the teals, the blues, the greens, my favourite colours. So I had to go and buy that kit. So yes, so I've not the kit, the design. But yeah, so go and check out MBC Stitcher as well. Like I said, he's great fun to watch. You sometimes catch his little dog trotting around or barking. But yeah, great fun. So I think that was everything. That was everything on my notes. Oh, haul, I suppose, stuff I bought. A little bit. It came today. So I ordered some fabric from XG Designs. So it's the first time I've ordered anything from her, and it wasn't a very I didn't give her much to go off of, so I sort of placed a custom order with her. So I have, from Hands Across the Sea, I have a couple of her larger the red samplers. So I have Mary 356 and Harriet Salt, and I want to do those side by side. And then I also have Rosewood Manors alphabet, 101 alphabets, and I want to do that one as well. So I thought, well, I'll have that one in the middle because it's slightly bigger, and then I'll have the other 2 bits on each side. But what size do I do it? You know, and I went through all the measurements and worked out that to have it the size that I wanted, I needed to get 56 count, which was fine. Harriet Salt, the model, was stitched on 56 count, so I was like, that's fine, I'll do that. You know, I've stitched on 28 count anyway, over one, it's, you know, it'll be fine. So I messaged XG Designs, they're over there, because I couldn't find a 56 count that I like. I could find a plain sort of linen, you know, natural colour, but I didn't want that. I wanted like a grey, sort of a cooler colour, colder colour, so the grey. So I messaged her and said, look, can you do me a kind of grey-ish 56 count, and can I have 3 pieces? And she sort of messaged about it, and, you know, and we spoke a bit, and I did give her a very vague description of the grey that I wanted, and she did a perfect job. So this is the linen she sent. So it's, you can see the model in there. It's a bit colder than the picture's showing. I don't know, will you help? That's maybe not helping. Maybe it is. But yeah, so that's the colour that it is. And yeah, I haven't quite 100% decided on what colour floss I'll be using. It's not going to be red though. I know, shock horror. But we'll pick that one when we come to it. And I just love the mottling on this. It is perfect. Like I said, all three pieces are basically the same. And yeah, and I can't wait. It did shock me how small 56 count was. Like, I knew it would be small, but I wasn't quite expecting it to be this small. So what sort of size needles, has anyone stitched on 56 count? What sort of size needle would you use? Because I'm thinking a size 28 is going to be too big for these holes. So what sort of needle would you use? I'm going to be stitching with silk, so it will be quite, you know, the thread will be quite small. I'll be doing it over 2, so to make the 20, you know, to do it 28 count. I'm not going to stitch it over 1 on 56. I'm not quite that crazy. Not yet, anyway. But yeah, so what needle would you recommend for stitching over it? But yeah, but I can't wait to get those three started. So I'm going to go and review these over on Etsy now. But yeah, and I'll link her store. But she, like I said, brilliant to work with, and through my vague description of what I wanted, she did a perfect job with that. So she even put on the tag greyish for Zoe, because that's literally what I said. I was like, can I have a greyish colour? So, but yeah, they're perfect. So I got all three pieces of that, and then in there she sent me a little piece of a 46 count in sort of a natural, so Bergen linen in old sheep, which actually looks really fun as well. So this is a 46. So they're both Zweigart base, so I do like the Zweigart. And yeah, and the 46 looks much more manageable than the 56, but you know, so I've got a little sample piece there that I'll use. You know, I will find some small pieces to put on there, because, you know, I will not waste a piece, you know. So, but yeah, so that's going to be great fun when that comes around. And that was my haul. So yeah, so there we go. So that's my Flosstube video for, so I think this is a Flosstube 10. I really should have checked all this before. Like, I got the date, I checked the date, you know, bonus points for me, pat on the back, but I forgot to check how many videos I have out. Is it 9? I think I have 8, 9. I either have 8 or 9 done already, I think. So this is either 9 or 10. I have no idea. But yeah, so if you're brand new, thank you for watching. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you for coming back. Thank you for subscribing. I think I have 130 subscribers now, which is, it's quite exciting. There's like 130 people out there that care what I have to say, which is, so now actually I'm not sure if they care what I have to say or if they're just here to see Coco. Yeah, answers on a postcard. So but yeah, it's lovely to hang out. I love interacting with your comments. I know as a Flosstube watcher I am awful for leaving comments. I tend to forget to leave a comment, or I don't always know what to write as well. So I'll watch a video, but oh, that piece is really nice, and I'm like, does this person care that I like their pieces? I sort of get a bit of a thing like, oh, does this person really want me to comment? And I think after doing my own videos and hearing the comments, sort of reading the comments, sorry, it's making me want to comment more, because I like the feeling that I get interacting with people. So I am trying to comment on more of the videos that I watch, but you know, I'm getting there slowly. And sometimes I don't always know what to reply, you know, when someone's like, oh, I really like your so-and-so piece. And I'm just like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. So if I've read your comment, I will put a little heart on it. I do the little heart so that, you know, I know I've read it as well, and you know, but I don't always know what to reply apart from, oh, thank you. So sometimes I won't always reply, but I do try to think of things to say. But yeah, but no, thank you everyone for watching there and being there. And also I am on Instagram, so I will link, I'll put my tag, my name, my link. I will tell you how to find me below, but I am, very simply, I am Zoe Robinson. It's my Instagram handle. So nothing scary, nothing exciting, just I am Zoe Robinson. But yeah, I will write that below as well. And that leads me into sort of the, I suppose the last bit I want to touch on today, which is what's been happening in the world. We all know what is happening in the world, especially in America right now, and it's heartbreaking. And I don't know what to say, and it's not always my place to say things. You know, I call out racism when I see it, I try to, but I know that inherently there are things that I do or say that may be racist, because, you know, when you're brought up in a world that treats it the way, it's having to unlearn everything, and I think we all need help doing that. And I implore, if I say something, then call me out on it and say, no, you know, tell me what I've said and that it's wrong, and then I can learn from that. And because I'm constantly trying to learn and teach myself and read, you know, listen to podcasts, read books, read articles, and learn and teach myself, because the only way to overcome the oppression that we have implemented is to learn about all the things we've done to then undo them. But yeah, so if you head over to my Instagram, one of my latest posts on there is just a whole stream of slides with, you know, books to read, articles to read, places to donate money to, charities to support. And if you can't actively take part in the protests, then actively take part from home. You know, share the articles, educate yourselves, educate the people around you. If you have money that you can donate to those charities, and also look at where you're spending your money already. Are there, you know, are the businesses that you're currently supporting, you know, are they supporting Black Lives Matter or not? And, you know, and then you know, change your spending habits accordingly. But yeah, but I'm not going to say much more about that because it's not my place. It's the black community that we need to listen to, not some white girl. So yeah, so go and check those out. But yeah, and I would say that Coco would come and say to her, but I don't think, is she still here? Oh yeah, she's back in under the blanket in bed. She looks very yeah, not very happy that I disturbed her. But so we will say, after I've thrown all my stuff all over the floor, we will say ta-ra, and I love you all, and be good and be kind, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.